Jays Nation, let me be very clear right from the start, because this is not a Twitter rumor, it's not off-season smoke, and it's not a conspiracy theory from a frustrated fan. If Bo Bichette really starts looking toward the exit door in Toronto, and if the Philadelphia Phillies become that quiet magnet, this isn't just about a shortstop. This is about a loss of control inside the organization. And worse, this didn't start now. Because when a player of Bichette's caliber shows interest in another team because of a coach you let walk, the problem isn't the Phillies. The problem is internal. And the question no one in Toronto wants to answer out loud is simple. How did the Blue Jays let this connection slip away without realizing the size of the damage? Stick with me, because this story has backroom details, ego, poorly calculated decisions, and it could cost a lot more than it looks like. Before we go any deeper, if you truly follow Blue Jays news, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Jays Nation news is still new. Today's goal is to reach 100 subscribers, and subscribing now means being part of the foundation of this family from the very beginning. There's no corporate script here and no fence-sitting opinions. Now let's get to what matters. The news is simple on paper, but heavy in context. Bob Nightengale of USA Today revealed that Bo Bichette has shown interest in playing for the Philadelphia Phillies, and that interest gained momentum after the hiring of Don Mattingly as the Phillies bench coach. Don Mattingly, the same Mattingly who was the Blue Jays bench coach for the last 3 years. The same Mattingly who built a close relationship with Bichette inside the clubhouse. The same Mattingly that Toronto let walk. And here's the point that changes everything. This doesn't mean Bichette is already gone. But it does mean that something changed in his mind. And once it changes, it rarely goes back to being the same. In the MLB market, relationships matter more than contracts like to admit. Players don't choose only cities or payrolls. They choose environments, trust, who they listen to when things go wrong. And what Nightengale basically exposed is that Mattingly was that guy for Bichette. Now think about this with me. The Blue Jays are coming off their best season in a long time. The team finally seemed to have found competitive stability. And even so, there's a feeling that the front office isn't quite as desperate to keep Bichette as you would expect. That alone is a flashing red warning sign. Bo Bichette isn't just a name. He's homegrown. He's a symbol of the post-rebuild era. He's the kind of player you build an identity around. But at the same time, he's a player who was never treated as truly untouchable. And players feel that. They always do. From a cold, analytical point of view. Age. Still in his prime. Talent. Undeniable. Contract. Expensive but justified for a team that wants to win now. From a human point of view, that's where the problem lives. Mattingly wasn't just a bench coach. He was a stabilizing voice. He was a bridge between the coaching staff and the players. He was someone with the resume, respect, and experience to speak bluntly without losing the clubhouse. When you remove that figure, and don't replace him properly, a void appears. And what no one in Toronto wants to admit is that the Blue Jays have been stacking small structural losses behind the scenes. Nothing explodes all at once. It erodes. It's that detail you ignore today, and pay for with interest later. Now look at the other side. The Phillies aren't just acquiring talent. They're acquiring connections. They understand that a championship window isn't just about lineup and rotation. It's psychology. It's comfort. It's knowing that when the bat goes cold, there's someone there you trust. And if Bichette sees Mattingly as that safe harbor, Philadelphia stops being just an interesting option and becomes a planted idea. And an idea planted in a star player grows. What makes this even more uncomfortable for Jays fans is the sense of passivity. There's no clear sign that the front office is willing to go all in on Bichette. There's no strong public message saying, "This guy is ours." And in the modern MLB world, silence also speaks. Now let's be honest here, straight talk in the middle of this. What does Toronto gain by keeping Bichette? Elite talent, identity, continuity. What does Toronto lose if he leaves? Much more than offensive production. They lose narrative. They lose confidence in the project. They lose internal morale. And Bichette. He gains an environment where he feels valued. He gains a coach he trusts. He gains an organization that, right now, seems more aligned with the desire to win immediately. But here's the problem. None of this needed to be happening. This isn't about an ungrateful player. This is about relationship management. Winning teams don't lose key people thinking no one will feel it. Winning teams understand that coaches, staff, and informal leaders are the glue of a clubhouse. And Toronto underestimated that. On social media, the split has already started. Some fans say Bichette is overrated. Others say the front office is playing with fire. And then there's that quiet group just watching, because they've seen this movie before. Remember when small decisions started pushing stars out of other franchises? It never starts with a blockbuster announcement. It starts with discomfort. And discomfort is rarely resolved on its own. Now the dilemma comes back stronger. Will the Blue Jays react? Or will they watch another star start imagining a different jersey? Jays Nation, the raw truth is this. No one is saying Bo Bichette is already gone. But when a player of this level expresses desire for another team, the clock starts ticking. And clocks don't forgive during a championship window. The future is still open. But it won't wait forever. I want to know what you think. Should Toronto do everything possible to keep Bichette? Or is it time to accept that something broke in the relationship? Leave it in the comments, join the conversation, strengthen the community. Subscribe to Jays Nation News. Today's goal is 20 subscribers. And every fan here helps build the space to talk about the Blue Jays. I'm Liam. And I bleed blue.